Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. We're sitting behind the wheel of the Hyundai IONIQ, and I have to say that my expectations were kind of normal about this car. You know, electric cars are usually not the funniest car around to drive. They don't give a challenging road handling, and I don't know, it feels like that. But as soon as I sat behind the wheel and started to drive this car, putting it to sports mode, I can see that this car was different. So you have to remember that it was built on a unique chassis for the Hyundai IONIQ Electric. You've got an electric motor which is 88 kilowatts. It's good for 118 horsepower, 218 pound-feet of torque. As soon as you step on it, it's there. It's going to give you good acceleration. We even surprised some gas-powered car out there with some modified exhaust. Believe me, the guy was just looking, did I just get passed by an electric vehicle? Yes, you did. So you've got interior permanent magnet synchronous electric motors. It's going to be 165 kilometers maximum. The voltage 360 volt for this one. You've got also the car components of the motor that are 10% thinner, and its parts were optimized to reduce core loss. So it's going to give you great power and great reaction out there. An engine like this one needs a battery. So the battery is at 28 kilowatt hours. It's lithium-ion polymer battery. Remember that you've got also a battery temperature management system that we have with the option that we choose. So compared to conventional nickel metal hydride battery, the lithium-ion polymer will provide lower memory sensitivity, excellent charge and discharge efficiency, along with outstanding maximum output. Talking about charging, we have a charger that comes with the car, which is going to be really easy to plug in anywhere into that 120 volt outlet. From 0% to maximum capacity, it's going to be 24 hours. For a 240 volt charging station, 4.5 hours. If you find a fast charger out there, 450 volt, it's going to be 35 minutes. It's going to be 80% of the charge in 24 minutes. That's an estimate. But the great thing with the Hyundai IONIQ Electric is based that it comes with a level 3 480 volt charger, so you don't have to pay any fee to get that connection in the rear out there. You have to know that towing is not recommended with this car. I prefer to say that at the beginning of the video, guys. Let's talk about road handling, but first you've got 3 different driving modes into this car. You've got the normal mode, which is for everyday driving. You've got the eco mode, which is going to be really autonomy oriented and less reactive on the accelerator pedal. And you've got the sports mode, which is going to change the display, going to make it way more reactive, and you can still adapt 4 settings of regeneration braking to each of these modes. So you've got those pedal shifts right here. So the first setting is going to be coasting. So you don't have an indication right there into your battery and the car will just glide. Remember that we have a 0.24 drag coefficient. So this car is literally going through air. And that's a good thing. So the coasting option will be fine. When you drive around the city, you just go on your own air. That's going to be perfect. But when you need brake regeneration, sometimes you want to do that famous one-pedal driving that they call for an electric vehicle. It consists of accelerating and releasing the accelerator to brake and try to optimize your braking distance or your regenerative braking distance to get right there at the stop by just releasing the accelerator pedal and not touching the brake. You can still do that with the car because you have 3 different settings that you can operate through the paddle, but it needs a little bit more to completely stop the car at the stop or where exactly you want, let's say at a red light. The battery is located low in the chassis, which is going to also lower the center of gravity. It's going to be essential for a rewarding and engaging drive. We've got also the unique superstructure unibody advanced high steel component that you're gonna find in this car. Hyundai is using its own material that they produce because they've got all the factory to build also the structure of this car. They don't need to rely on third party to get the materials out there. Aerodynamics and weight reduction were major influence on the design of the IONIQ. You've got the impression to glide into the air with that aerodynamics while you're in coasting mode also. To make the IONIQ lighter, engineers use aluminum instead of steel in the hood and tailgate. It's going to lead a weight reduction of 12.4 kilograms, and every kilogram counts when it comes to weight saving or autonomy or even fuel saving today for a car manufacturer. This weight reduction strategy also extends to less obvious area like the cargo cover, which is 25% lighter in IONIQ than in any other Hyundai model, thanks to a higher usage of lightweight components and a more compact build. Acceleration are going to be okay from a standstill. They're quick. You will make even some tire squeals if you turn off the traction control, but it tends to be a little bit more smooth on the startup though. So you have really to turn the steering wheel to see those tires go into smoke, and be careful about that. If you're in winter on icy road and you turn off the traction control to get a better control out of it or the maximum traction, or simply get out of the snowbanks, if you step on it, maximum torque is available and it will smoke the tires or the winter tires. You have to note also that it's faster from a standstill than passing another car around, and it's more a city car than a highway car. So if you tend to roll 120 kilometers and try to pass another car, you will see that it's less reactive than from zero. Braking is interesting for an EV car. You've got that regenerative system, which is intense in some kind of way, but it's adjustable. At level 3 setting, you will get some occupants moving with their head when you're going to release the accelerator pedal. Remember also that on level 2 or 3, the brake lights will open, but on level 1, just the same thing as if you're using engine braking in the regular car, so the rear brake lights won't turn on. You're not going to be able to do a complete stop with one pedal driving, but they're easy to modulate and you still got a great feeling. Into a panic stop though, I feel like there's a little bit of delay before I get maximum braking out of the car. There's this kind of little movement of the car that try to retain me of doing my best braking force possible. So this is kind of an electric car feeling that you usually get. The brake discs up in front are 11 inches and 11.1 inches in the rear. So the direction is easy to modulate, it's precise, it's well tuned for an electric car vehicle, but you don't get that feedback that you usually do with regular car. It's a rack and pinion with column mounted motor drive-in, power steering, and you have to know that all IONIQ models feature a steering system calibrated for the quick, accurate response and good feedback through the wheels. We're gonna put a bemal on that feedback note. Suspension, McPherson strut in front, and you have to know that for the electric version of the IONIQ, you've got that unique coupled torsion beam axle that you wouldn't find in the rear. It's to accommodate the larger 28 kilowatts lithium-ion polymer battery pack, so it needed a more compact torsion axle type rear suspension. Let's talk about general comfort. Well, in the front it's okay, in the back it's even better, because in the front you've got that short seat cushion out there, which is not going to give you great support if you're tall or if you have long legs. You have to note also that you will hear some road noise inside the car. It's not that bad, but you can still hear those tires. I try to fight with the climatization with that heat out there. I don't know if the car is sensible to the outside temperature to give me a proper heating, but I used to put 32 to get the maximum heat because my passenger and me, our feet were cold out there, and it doesn't give me the real maximum output that I would like. It takes some time to react, even if it's an electrical, and you've got the heat pump right now within this car. So variation of temperature, we have the same problem in the BMW i3. I can't wait to see how well it will handle during the winter though. But hey, if you have any comments about that, feel free to give me an input in the comment section down there below. Even if the tires don't give you maximum lateral grip, you can enter the corner and have some fun. Same thing also for the acceleration. Even if it's an electrical vehicle, it's fun to drive, and that's what I like right now about the IONIQ. Remember that even if it's an electric car, you've got a tons of security feature, rear view camera, hill start assist. Depending on the version of the IONIQ that you will choose, you've got some blind spot detection with lane change assist system and rear cross traffic alert. You will have the possibility to get forward collision avoidance with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning system, and also adaptive cruise control. You've got 7 airbags included including driver's knees. You've got bumpers that are going to resist to 8 kilometers impact, and you've got 51% advanced i-steel sourced from the company's own steel plant, which is going to give the IONIQ rigid chassis the protection that it needs for its occupant and the passenger in the event of a collision by distributing the impact energy around the passenger cabin. Autonomy is really important into the EV world, and you're going to be able to do 200 kilometers with that car. That's kind of okay right now. I think it's acceptable when you check the price, the size of the battery, and the performance and the road handling that you get from the IONIQ Electric right now. It's the equivalent of 1.9 liter on the highway and 1.6 into town. Remember that these are town cars. You know, they're going to perform better while you're going to go from stop to traffic light, or even stuck in traffic to the next traffic source that you're going to find. So this is where they perform better. So finally, about the IONIQ Electric, I think it's a fun car to drive. I think it's well equipped. You've got a decent amount of technology, a decent amount of performance. Remove those low rolling resistance tire and put some better out there, and you're going to see that this little car will probably give you good grip also in the corner. What do you think about that? Feel free to comment that in the section down there below. Do a thumbs up because you like that video, and don't forget to subscribe because we do video for you gang, the passionate about cars that wants to know everything about the subject. Take care, see you another time on another video of Car Questions.